Hey everybody, it's Diana from the Dianaverse, and I'm going to do a little new moon in Pisces video for you here. Just a heads up on something coming up. I'll probably do an indigo hands-on workshop coming up in the next month or so. Look at my website, dianaverse.org, if you're interested in textiles and dyes, natural dyes. So moving on to the new moon. Pisces. The symbol for Pisces is two fish swimming in the opposite direction. Like a lot of the dual signs, there's a tension to this sign. There's a duality or a polarization going on. So we're talking about the realm of feelings because it's a water sign. They're swimming in the water. And each fish has a kernel of what's going on, but going in opposite directions, that's what creates this tension. So you could find out in the collective zeitgeist anything from feelings of martyrdom to feelings of universal love for the collective conscious, and anything in between. So we tend to act on how we feel about our lives, right? A lot of our decisions are based on things we've experienced or how we're feeling about stuff. So you want to kind of check in with where your feelings are on things, where you might be in conflict with yourself, and that's kind of echoed with the Mars and Venus conjunction that's going on. We have a really unusually long one this time. They usually are only together very shortly because Venus moves faster and keeps going, passes Mars up. But because of Venus's retrograde, as you remember, I was doing all that Venus retrograde stuff, she's actually traveling with Mars for about a month altogether. And they've been traveling together for a bit now. They're still in the last bit of Capricorn, so whatever they're bickering over building, whether that's their shared resources, their shared values. Mars wants to get on with it. Venus is a little tired. She's like, tired of thinking about this. Mars is like, let's get this on the table. Pluto is conjunct with them still in the background because he moves really slow. So he is pressuring them to make sure that what they're doing is going to be an evolution. So they're starting something new. They're building it in Capricorn. That's the practical sign. So it's kind of more you're doing stuff on your own, your ideas, what you're trying to plan. And then I think within the next week, I don't have the dates in front of me, but very soon they're going to be moving into Aquarius together. And that's where you're going to see, like, does this work? Because you're bringing it out from your inner world into the outer world. Aquarius is more of a universal sign. It's the collective. So you're going to see if this really flies when you get it out into the real world. And so they may be bickering a little bit. So it's kind of an internal struggle. Like, how do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this? Is this going to work? You can have a lot of this stuff going on, and we're feeling like we're being pressured a bit to hurry up and get on with it, right? You've got the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter in Pisces, so there's a big emphasis on the Pisces thing, whether you're checking out or struggling with your addictions. It can also just be really like wanting to feel good and be with other people and be sociable. Can be illusions because you also have Neptune in Pisces right now still. There's also some really long cycles that are ending and restarting in these few months this spring. So these are like 150-year cycles where this particular thing and the particular signs only comes together like 150, 165 years, these longer cycles that are kind of wrapping up and restarting right now. So there's a lot of inspiration going on because, we're getting infused, like we're about to get all this new energy, especially with Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces. If you look back in time, I know I've mentioned this before, but yeah, like Charles Dickens did a whole, he did Christmas Carol and all these stories around this time. There were a lot of revolutionary thoughts, a lot of industrial revolution, a lot of new energy going into stuff. So it's a great time if you're innovative or want to bring a new project into the world. I have a little book that I've been working on, so you might hear about that later because I've been working on that. The other thing that I wanted to point out is Saturn and Mercury are in Aquarius together. They've been traveling together. Mercury will be moving on quickly, but just during the same time with the new moon, while you're feeling a little loosey-goosey, maybe with Pisces, those two, the Mercury and Saturn, are squaring Uranus and Taurus. So whatever you might like say off the cuff, something you're not thinking through before you say it, it's going to stick. Saturn and Mercury together, like whatever you say is going to be kind of real. Like people aren't going to forget it. So you might pay attention to what you're putting out in the world before you do it, even though Mars is kind of pressuring you to like, let's do it, let's get moving. Like, you still want to kind of have some filters for yourself. Everything is kind of in the eastern quadrant of the horoscope. If you look at the chart for right now, like the world chart, it's kind of based on the what do they call it? Can't think of the word right now. But your like there's your personal chart, and then there's just like the astrological chart starting with Aries, and I can't think of the right word for that at the moment. I'm sure somebody will remind me, and I know it, I just can't think of it right now. But everything in the east, that's like new stuff starting, and that just goes along with all of this like new energy coming up. Once we move out of Pisces season, we'll be going into Aries, where it's really like spring and things are starting. So we're kind of like, it's like we're preparing, we're getting in the mood for it. If you can create peace in your own life, there's a lot of not peace in the world right now, right? So it's almost an act of courage to stay grounded and create peace in your own life. Like they say, as above, so below. It's also like what's within is also without. So if you can create peace in your own heart, like, and bring that to the world, and if a lot of people can do that, maybe we can calm some of the inflamed actions going on. I've thought about this quite a bit, like, what can I really do about all this stuff going on in the world, right? And the only thing I can really do is what I can do within. Like, we all have our own conflicts within, and we bring those out into the world with us, and that creates a general atmosphere of struggle in the world. So if I can try to resolve my stuff and feel peaceful when I'm going in the world, it feels like a small thing, but if a lot of people are doing it, I think we can bring things that bring solutions, bring things that bring more peace, like bring what's within us out into the world. So I would encourage people to do that. I know that sounds a little woo and whatever, but I think it can really have an effect. We all have conflict within us, and want less of that in the world, right? So the herbs I'm suggesting for the moment are kava. Kava is a sociable herb, gets people in a sociable mood, originally from like Hawaii and the islands over there. And you can find sources over there that are sustainably grown, as well as your local herb shop or whatever. If you don't like drinking it because it's not tasty, you can also use it infused in an oil that will soothe the tension in your muscles. Like if you've got like tight stuff going on, it'll get you more relaxed. As far as like crystals and stones, I'm suggesting rose quartz. That was my first love affair with a stone because it is the stone of love, and can help us radiate some love out into the world. So on that note, I hope you got something out of this little snippet for the new moon, and I hope you're having a really blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.